Hello, MyCV world. I'm very excited today to bring you Andrea. She is the new Operations Training Supervisor here at CooperVision. So we're just going to do a little interview so everyone can get to know you, because I'm sure they probably have seen you or will see you around the building, especially working with your team.
Yeah, I mean, I've been out on the floor. Last week was my first full week, so I've been out on the floor just trying to get familiar with departments and people, so I'll definitely be out there a lot more, so everyone will start seeing me on a daily basis.
Yeah, and that's great with this interview because then we'll get to know you, and people can say hi. So tell me about yourself on a personal level. Like you and I, we know each other. We used to work together a little bit back in the day.
Yeah.
So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so obviously my name is Andrea Fricano. I am the new Operations Training Supervisor here at West 10. I have one daughter. Her name's Olivia. It's just her, my husband, and myself at home, and our bulldog Ruby.
Aww.
And our little kitty cat Marley. I grew up in Rochester, East Rochester, home of the Bombers. Very small little town. So I grew up there, went to high school there. From there I went to Nazareth College. I stayed local. I'm a mama's girl. I didn't want to leave and go too far.
Yeah.
I regret not ever experiencing like dorm life, but anyway. So I went to Naz for undergrad for education. I got 4 certifications in education. And then I decided to go for my master's, stayed at Naz for educational technology because I started to integrate technology into my classroom, which will lead to my career before CooperVision eventually. So yeah, that's about it. Hobbies. I really love spending time with my family. My daughter's going to be 16, so she's currently living her best life, and I'm her ride. So I don't really have much time. And that's about it. I like spending time with family. I like the Bills.
Oh, go
we
Bills.
Like to go
We
to
have a lot of Bills fans here.
We're big Bills
Hey, I
fans.
saw you did participate in the Game Time Challenge this year a little bit on MyCV World. Yeah, that was pretty popular. Everyone was hoping the Bills would win.
I know. We get there, like we're getting closer and closer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're big Bills fans. We had season tickets for a while, but going to a game every Sunday is pretty exhausting. So it's much more convenient to watch from home.
Right, exactly. And then especially when the weather isn't good, you can stay cozy in a blanket and everything. Oh, well, that's awesome. I didn't your daughter's your only child is growing up to be like such an adult now.
I know. It's going really fast. She's a really good girl. I like her friends. Our house is the hangout house, which I prefer because I know exactly what's going on
at all times. Yeah. So you said that you were a teacher.
Yes.
How many years were you teaching?
So before CooperVision Life, I taught in the city for 11 years. I taught 8th grade special education, and I did that, I think I said for 11 years, and then I decided to make a career change. And not because I didn't love it, it was just not a good environment, and I decided, I need to do what's best for my health and my family, and so I made a career change 5 years ago.
Wow, that's crazy to think that you've been here for 5 years.
5 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So prior to the Operations Training Supervisor role that you just got promoted to, what were you doing for CooperVision before then?
So 5 years ago, I was hired to be the packaging change specialist, and what that means is that I would oversee all the package changes or new product launches, which is NPLCO, if you're familiar with that, as well as discontinuations, which is DRCO. So that means I oversee the process, maybe some familiar launches. Voyant was a big one. Ray-Ban.
Huge.
So I would oversee that entire process. So for new launches and discontinuations, any type of package changes. So form fit functions. Those
like
emails that would go
blisters
back and
label
forth.
changes,
Yep.
yes.
Yes.
I would get those all the time from you.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of organization
It
when you
does.
have multiple launches going on or multiple discontinuations, things like that.
Yeah, it does. It takes a lot of, like you said, just being organized. Communication is huge. And it was a great role for me. And so I am now excited for the next role.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So what really sparked your interest in the supervisor position? Was it just a combination of like your past experience being a teacher and your knowledge of CooperVision, or?
Yeah, that, and exactly that. So just the title, Operations Training Supervisor, that word training immediately drew my attention, obviously,
right.
Because of my past as a teacher. And then just reading the job description on, what I would be responsible for, it really fit my skill level. And it's something that, teaching is something that I'm passionate about.
Yes.
And the fact that I've been at CooperVision for 5 years, so I've learned the CooperVision business, I thought, okay, I think this would be a good fit for me.
And for people that don't know exactly, who on your team do you reports to you directly?
So for the new role, I will have it now, the Buttle team.
Okay.
So I have 5 individuals on the Buttle team that report to me from 5 different departments. And so currently, I'm excited to fill that role as far as being a direct support for the Buttle team.
Right.
They haven't had that in the past. They've been reporting to the supervisor of the department, but I'm excited to have a team, and for them, for any type of just support, direct support. I'm starting with a lot of team building type activities, getting to know you so that we can build trust and establish that foundation going forward. So that's kind of what I'm focusing on right now.
Will you be working with like HR and L&D? Like, will you and your team continue to do that?
Yes, we will. So major part of my role is to be a support and collaborate with L&D and organizational development team, and just work with them on future projects, and just really kind of being the person the go-to person between operations and L&D and HR, so that there's someone for direct support in the middle.
And that's great, because it's not something that we have had before or haven't had in many years.
Right.
Because I've only been here for a few years, so I'm not sure about the past, but I can definitely tell that this was an important role to create, for that team. And it's nice because, maybe some supervisors or managers do things different than another one. So this will help also bring consistency, organization, and allow new opportunities and ideas to really develop. So I think that's really exciting.
Yeah, I think, just being a primary contact and resource moving forward will be beneficial. We have, in addition to supervising the Buttle team, we have some exciting things we're going to roll out. So, for example, 2PE, I'm not sure if you've heard of it,
No.
but Partnered Performance Excellence Program. And I won't talk too much about it, I don't want to give it away, but I'll be doing the rollout of that, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And really just being the support that our facility needs, so that we have CooperVision in West Henrietta. It's great. We have wonderful things here, and I'm hoping what I bring to the table is to just make it even better. Just be the support that is needed, and really focus on. We are a training-based operations, and really trying to change that type of atmosphere to be a learning and development atmosphere.
Yeah. So you know, I used to work in Victor in my previous roles, and our training was very structured. It was a manual, and anything you needed to know, you would go to look at the index. Oh, go to page 13, and then you look at the manual.
Right.
So when I came here, I found training difficult per se because I only knew that one way of training, and by here it's kind of, yes, you look at the SOP or any additional documentation, but you're just kind of like learning from somebody. Which, not that it's a bad way, it just shows you that there's multiple ways to train, or, you know, documentation, and that's why like SOPs are so important, because if you don't have like a training manual,
Right.
you know, like an SOP will tell you exactly what you need to do. And then also like having those point people in the departments that train you, and maybe they're a Mystar ambassador, you know, maybe they're like the go-to for their leadership. You know, that's also an important aspect of training, is having that consistency.
Right.
And knowing who to go to for answers, or what the process is. And, you know, we always say like, oh, are you following SOP? Are you following SOP?
Right.
Well, you know, that's so important, because someone could show you one way and that's not the right way. And if we get audited, you know, it's a lot of different like puzzle pieces together.
Yeah. I think for me, it's really important for my team and for myself to not only train to SOPs, but almost put yourself in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
What do you need? What would you need if you were a new hire and you were just starting? You know, really start, take the thinking and turn it around to more of a personal connection. You know, yes, you're going to follow procedure, but let's develop relationships and support and trust, and then along with the training that you're doing, it just becomes so much more involved and beautiful.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that I can bring that, because that's something that, you know, I'm really passionate about, building relationships and just looking at things differently.
Yeah.
And I hope that I have brought that here.
Yeah.
Even in my previous role. And I hope I continue to do that.
Yeah.
Just looking at it from, you know, a people perspective.
Yeah.
Like how, you know, put yourself in their shoes and what would you need, and
and also when you look at things differently, you then realize that a change could be made. Like our WISP program. Our WISP program is accessible on My Time, which almost every department besides packaging uses. So if an employee has a suggestion to change a process or an idea, it's so easy to, you know, that they can apply that idea, write it down and send it through, you know, and that's just a part of great communication, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, and majority of the time, our employees, our associates, they have so many good ideas.
Yeah.
But if they're not comfortable expressing those ideas, and they haven't built a relationship with anyone, they're not going to be comfortable to express their ideas or even concerns. So it's really important for me and my team to make sure that we start implementing those kinds of changes
to open that dialogue, that relationship.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's going to be a great bunch of things that you're getting your hands, you know, you and your team are going to be getting so it's not just you, it's a group effort too, getting your hands into. So that's really exciting. So what's your most favorite part about working at CooperVision? I'm sure there's many.
There are. It's a great company overall to work for. As far as, you know, what CooperVision has to offer, and benefits and incentives, and who we are. But for me, we wouldn't be who we are without the people here that we work with. So I would say the people really make CooperVision
stand out. They really make the difference.
Just the support of supervisors and managers, and I feel like they care, and it really says a lot about who we are as a company.
So on MyCVW World a couple of weeks ago, we did like a little activity. So, you know, normally if you're at a job fair, right, and there's 30, 40 different businesses attending this job fair. And everyone kind of comes in and they're looking, oh, where do I want to apply? Where do I want to work? So usually companies, they write down why they should come work. Oh, good 401k benefits, good, time off or holiday time. So they're advertising. But what we did in MyCV World is did a little activity where we asked employees, why would you recommend someone that works at CooperVision?
Okay.
It was very well received, and I would say probably at least half of the results that we got back were a lot about the people. I love the people that I work with. It's a great atmosphere. So-and-so is the reason why I keep coming back. And it really just speaks volume to the company, that the people just keep coming back because of the relationships that we have, Or, CooperVision is very understanding when, if emergencies happen. We're all humans, stuff
absolutely.
like that happens. So it was really, really great to see all that feedback. And people's definitely an important, aspect of a company.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. We spend more time at work than we do at home. By the time you get home and do dinner and bedtime, you're here with your coworkers more time than you are your family. And so, essentially, we are family.
Yeah.
Your coworkers are your family, and I feel that. Just watching coworkers who have become friends. Their children grow. I've been here 5 years, and it's like, oh my goodness, your child was a baby when I first started, and now they're starting kindergarten, and just growing. You're just growing along with that person, and the friendships and relationships. It really, it's a great place, and the fact that the survey results shared that same thing is, I agree 100%.
And I also think that also goes hand in hand with the Mystar Program. Basically, the Mystar Program is to kind of create like a buddy-like connection to a new employee and a more seasoned employee. That's a short version of it. And by allowing that connection, it gives like a sense of loyalty and friendliness towards the new associate from someone, who is more seasoned. So it all goes back to that friendly family, atmosphere that we have here.
That's actually interesting. Last week, I was doing a little tour, and I approached a new associate, just talking, and asked that person, what department do you work in? Who is your coordinator, supervisor? And they weren't able to tell me who the coordinator was, but the first thing they said was, my ambassador, and they told me my ambassador's name. So right away, it's like, it's evident that that program is going to be something wonderful.
Yeah.
And the connection, and the fact that that new employee didn't really know much, but they did know their ambassador's name, and that means that they immediately felt a connection and a sense of safety with that person.
Exactly, and it's always like the first day of school blues, you're so nervous, the butterflies, all that, and just to have, and when you do like a new hire orientation, you have tons of information thrown at you. So it speaks volumes to the program that out of everything that they probably learned within that 6-hour, 7-hour day, they remember their ambassador and they have that connection already. Is just really fantastic. So not only is CooperVision making billions of dollars, we are also building friendships and relationships, and that's just really great. So
absolutely.
And obviously, your team, they do the same thing with the people in the departments that they support. So everything really goes hand in hand.
It really does.
So I do have one more question for you. Now I ask this, it's just a silly question, so I ask it at the end of every interview because I'm always so curious what people would do with like a $10 million check, whether you're getting a check from Jim Fiorino, if you're getting it from McKaylee, Jerry Warner. If someone gave you a $10 million check, what would you do at CooperVision with that money?
Oh, geez, let's see. I would build I guess I could have built, but I would have a state-of-the-art learning and development training center built here for us with, computer labs and just training rooms and where professional development is offered, where, you know, just when we do training that you need to be on a computer, just a beautiful
space, like a learning space, like a learning
yes,
center. Yeah.
Yes.
That would be really great.
I would, yeah, that would do that. I would also build an auditorium.
Oh.
A big, giant auditorium that seats more than 500.
Yeah.
So when we have orientations or West Henrietta-wide facility meetings,
Yeah.
everybody can
be
attend.
together.
Geez, there's so much you could do with that. I would use it to boost like employee morale and have, I don't know, like quarterly special performers or
Yeah, that would be so
comedian
fun.
come or a motivational speaker.
Yeah. Everyone loves those types of
Yeah,
things.
just
Yeah.
for everyone to, you know, to attend and boost morale.
Yeah.
So-
And I think like Customer Service Week, although it only happens once a year, it is a huge morale booster, and it's fun and enjoyable. You get to
I
hang out
agree.
with your friends and do activities
Yeah.
and we are so lucky to have the support of our Jim Fiorino and McKaylee and
Absolutely.
senior leadership every year to be able to do something like
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe a quarterly thing that would be so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, I know things have changed with COVID and the times that we're in, but if we want to continue to bring that friendly family
Yeah.
atmosphere
Yeah.
here at CooperVision, that's something we should definitely implement.
Absolutely.
So maybe we can go talk to Jim Fiorino about that. We'll work on this together. I'm going to start a petition.
Okay.
And see what type of fun and entertainment things we could do here. Or the Learning Center. I love the Learning Center.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great space for us to have.
Yeah, and you know, when you have new people come in, they will all be together, because right now we're so constricted with the meeting rooms that you have people here, you have people there, everyone's all spread out.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard on your first day to be not in the room with whoever is presenting.
Yeah.
But well, thank you so much for your time
Thank
today.
you.
It was a pleasure to get to know you. I'm
Of
so
course.
excited, you know, for everyone to get to
Yeah.
know you, and because I'm sure they will see you around in your departments, digging
Yes.
into things.
Everyone's going to see me around. I'm really excited to get started and just, you know, be support and meet people and learn. You know, I'm really excited to learn more about operations, and really what it comes down to is how I know this is right for me, as I feel it inside. I feel that excitement. So, you know, I guess maybe the saying, once a teacher, always a teacher is
It's true.
true, because
Yeah.
I feel it, and I'm excited, and I hope that those around me can see that.
And if anyone wanted to stop by and say hello, where can they find you?
So currently I'm in a temporary home. I am right across from Dana Burdick, and there's a little office there.
Okay.
I don't really anticipate being in there often,
Yeah.
so I'll be on the floor most, but if someone really does want to come talk, I encourage that for questions, just conversation. I really do encourage any type of communication, whether it be I'm out on the floor and someone wants to flag me down or pop in to see if I'm in that little spot. I hope everybody does that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll send people your way.
For sure, absolutely.
Maybe I'll give people some MyCVW points if they come say hi to you, so they can introduce
okay.
themselves. I think that sounds good.
I think it's a great idea.
All right, MyCVW, that's everything we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next interview. Bye.
Bye-bye. See you soon.